This video is going to address all the necessary steps we need to do to our instrument to maintain them in perfect playing condition. That's going to be using our slide grease and our valve oils to keep all the slides and valves working smooth and effortlessly. One of the first things we need to do to keep our instrument in tip-top playing shape is to oil our valves. Now we have 3 valves in the trumpet and they all use the same process to be oiled. You're going to need your valve oil, and it comes in different bottles, but just make sure it says valve oil, and your instrument. So I'm going to start with the first valve, and all I do is simply unloosen the fastener that keeps the valves down, and I do that by turning to the right, and then I pull out the valve, and you'll notice that our valve has holes in it, and those holes are kind of like tunnels that lead through the different slides. Now I take the lid off of the valve bottle, and I'm just going to go ahead and trace the valve with the oil. You'll notice the valve oil comes out really quick. I don't need to squeeze it, and it'll drip all the way down. Okay, now I'm going to put that valve straight back in, and then I'm going to turn it to the left, and you're going to hear a little clicking sound. That clicking sound there means it's locked in place. And then I refasten the valve fastener, and that one is good to go. And I do the same process for each valve. So let's do the second valve. Unfasten the fastener, pull out the valve. Notice I'm not pulling it out all the way, and then just simply trace around the metal, and it'll go all the way in and all the way down, and then bring the valve back in, and then listen for the clicking. Remember, I'm turning it to the left, and then there it goes. Boom, you'll hear the clicking. And then again, refasten that valve. And that one's moving nice. And on to the third one, okay? Unfasten. And then pull it out. Now, I recommend that you do one valve at a time so you don't get them mixed up, but they do have numbers on them, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so in case you do accidentally pull them all out, and that valve is usually stamped somewhere on the top part of the valve. Like right here, it says number 3. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that says number 3. Okay, again, put the valve back in, turn to my left, and you'll hear that little clicking sound. Listen to what it sounds like again. That little click means it's secure in place, and then all I do is refasten, and I should be good to go. And that's how you oil your valves. Now, for some reason, if you blow air through your horn after you oiled your valves and air gets stuck, that means you probably didn't click the valve to the left. Okay, so make sure you click it in. And that's all you need to know. It's a very simple process, and it's the same for each valve. The second step to keeping our instrument in tip-top shape is going to be greasing the slides. What you're going to need for the greasing of the slides is you're going to need some paper towels, and you're going to need your slide grease bottle. Okay, and you have 4 slides on your trumpet. We have our first valve, second valve, third valve, and our main tuning slide that we are going to grease, and they are all the same process. Okay, first of all, I'm going to start off with the first valve slide. I'm going to push the first valve down and then take out the first valve slide. Okay, step 1 is going to be take off the old grease. Okay, notice there's a raw brass and a shiny brass. I'm just taking it off the raw brass. And then also there's another raw brass pipe right here to my first valve. And again, I'm just going to clear all the old stuff, and you can see how dirty that is. Okay, and then step 2 is get your first finger, your index finger, put a little bit of grease. Okay, that grease is kind of like a wax, almost like a chapstick texture kind of cream, and we're just going to put that on the raw brass on both sides. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it back in place. I'm going to hold that first valve down, and this time I'm going to put it in one one pipe at a time and kind of move it around to get the grease to the inner part of the slide. Okay? Again, hold that valve down and boom, you're good to go. If I put too much grease, remember a little bit goes a long way, then all you need to do is wipe off the excess with your paper towel. Okay, I'm gonna go on to the second one. Again, hold down the second valve and pull out the second pipe. This one might be a little tough to pull out, but should come out okay. Again, wipe off the old, very small slide, so I don't need very much of the slide grease. And again, just a little bit of finger paint with the grease, and you should be good. Second valve down, wiggle a little bit there, and then now on the other one. Now your parents can help you out if they watch this video, just to make sure that you're doing it okay. And then put it back in, and then wipe off any excess off of the trumpet. The next slide we're going to do is the third valve slide, and that one is on the back, so I'm going to turn the instrument over. Some of you may have a little screw right here that that allows your slide to not come out all the way, so you just want to do that a little bit, and then you're able to pull that slide out. And then again, same process, wipe off the old, grab some new, and apply it with your fingertips. Okay, real simple. Push that third valve down again. Make sure that you are just gently moving the slide, so it shouldn't be very difficult to move the slides. Okay, wipe off any extra, refasten that screw so it doesn't fall out, and then we're going to go on to the last slide, which is our main tuning slide. The main tuning slide, you don't need to push valves down on this one, just pull it out. Okay, and then again, wipe off the old. Maybe for the first time you might want to have your parents kind of watching you do this, watch the video with you, and then just make sure that they can kind of supervise you as you go through it. It's not a really complex or difficult task. We just want to make sure we do it the correct way. Okay, and turn it in by putting the pipes in and turning them back and forth. Real simple, and then you are good to go. And each slide should move easily without much difficulty at all. And that's all you do to grease your slides.